If a junior doesn't have all the qualifications but is eager to learn, would you consider them? That's a very good question, and honestly, it's a very hard question. The reason why it's a very hard question, right, is so, for example, if you are ever to consider education or experience, right, you are considering that as a proof that this person is capable, right? So a very hard thing with that question is that, of course, that I would consider anyone, right? But in reality, if we remove the empathy and all of that stuff, what is really hiring, right? Like when you're hiring, let's imagine you and I have a company and you're hiring a person. What are you actually trying to prove during the interview process? Okay, does anyone know this person in the circle where we work in Copenhagen, let's say? Is this person normal? Yes. Can he do the job? Yes. Okay, great. That's what you're kind of trying to get to, right? So it's not that somebody cares if you studied or not, or these are just some kind of ways to determine if that person has done something to enable themselves to be good, right? So I mean, it's hard for juniors today, right? Because, and I mean, always has been hard to some degree, because it's not about if somebody would give you a chance. Of course, I think that people are inherently kind. We would all give chance to each other. It's just very hard, right? Because if there's you, and if there's a person like you who has experience, I will always choose a person with experience. It's not because I don't want to give you a chance. It's because I can only hire one person. And hiring is very expensive. Like, people don't realize, especially people on LinkedIn who complain about hiring, is like, oh, I don't think that they even read my CV. But no, majority of companies, I mean, even unicorn companies, right? They don't have the resources to go through thousands of CVs. I mean, when I'm going through CVs, we use this Workable platform, workable.com. I maybe personally spend 20-30 seconds on a CV. Why? Because there's hundreds of people who apply. I mean, if I would read these CVs for the entire duration of their length, I would do no work, right? So it's not about empathy or not. It's about, it's just statistics, unfortunately, right? So when you, as a junior, apply, you might have or might not have qualifications, at least formal one. It's just you're in disadvantaged position, not because you're maybe even better 10 times than somebody who has qualifications, but we don't know that, right? And I don't have the time and money to invest into making this process rigorously long, so I decipher that, right? So in simple words, it's not about if somebody would give you a chance, it's simply you need to hire very quickly. And you try to remove uncertainty by references, by hiring people that you know. So for example, a lot of people don't know that when a position at the company is opened, what do you do first? You ask your internal people, hey, John Doe, do you know any TypeScript developers? Have you worked with one who is looking for a job? That's the cheapest way to hire. You have internal employee that you already trust, who has a person that they trust. Like, I mean, I was hired like that in past 3 companies instantly. They called my references, hey, I'm not going to name anybody. Is Alex good? Yep. Next day. But when you apply, so what I'm trying to say, you are in a huge disadvantage, especially if you're applying from a foreign country, etc., etc., etc. Like, further, more of these things you add on top of this complexity, the harder it is. So the easier it is, okay, we hire internally in the company. Okay, we don't have anybody internally. Let's go with the partner companies we work with. Then let's go in Copenhagen. Then let's hire in Denmark. Then let's hire in the European Union. Then let's hire globally, right? So this is kind of how it works. So hiring is hard, and it's hard for both us who apply and for companies who have to hire. So my pleasure, man.